Okay, so g'day, welcome back to These Coins and Banknote. So if you're new to this channel, I like to talk about collecting coins. I'm not really a coin stacker, although I do have some silver, but basically if you are a collector of silver coins, and the silver price now currently is just all over the place. It's going up, it's going down, you're not too sure what to do. There's other stuff you can collect. So what we have in front of me is silver pieces and base metal pieces. So these are mostly copper. There's some bronze from Austria. So Austria is a country in Europe, but this is at a time period when it was a lot larger. So at this time, Austria did include Croatia, Slovenia, Czech Republic. Slovakia is classed as part of Hungary, and all these coins were issued in that area. They were also legal tender in Hungary, but Hungary, for the most part, issued its own coinage, basically the same denominations, although they did issue a lot less. So I've got only 3 denominations, but there are more. So I've got the 5, 6, and the 20 Kreutzer coins. The other denominations are the 3 Kreutzer, the 2, the 1, which we have up here. Most of these are base metal. For silver, there's also a 7 Kreutzer, there's a 12, 15, 17, 20, and 30 Kreutzer. So now the actual currency is the 1 thaler equals 60 Kreutzer. So this one is 1/3 of a thaler, and the thaler is a large coin of 28 grams and about 83.3% silver. So now with these silver coins, in general they kept the same silver content as well as the weight. The size varied slightly depending on the coin, and the 20 Kreutzer has the most variations in the design. So you probably talk about 30 or 40 coins between the time period of 1754 and 1857. So this will actually cost a lot of money because a lot of them are actually quite scarce. And if you want the date issues, some of them have like 2 different mints or 2 dates. Some of them have like 7 or 8 mints for the 1 date, so that also gets a bit expensive. Okay, so the smallest denomination I have, these are all both the same issue, and this is the 5 Kreutzer. So this is a 2.33 gram coin, 43.8% silver, so it will be classed as a billion coin because that is lower than 50%. Okay, this design was issued from 1817 and 1824. I have 2 issues. Okay, so what we have in the center is the actual coat of arms. And this one has been scratched on the coat of arms. So it's a double-headed eagle, which Austria, after the war, or First World War, did also issue, but then they changed it to a single-head eagle. And around the actual side we have the legends. So Galicia, Lombard, Illyria, Rex, and Archduke of Austria, Hungary, Bohemia. No, that's Lombard. What's that one? Londomili, whatever that is. And Venetia. So quite a lot of regions. A lot of them don't speak German, although this is in Latin. And on the other side, so this is the front of the coin, we have Francis I. So, and the other coin is pretty much the same. It's just more well circulated, and I think it's been bent in the past, but someone's actually straightened it out. This is from 1820. The other coin is from 1818. And on the side, these are supposed to have security features, but they're a bit too thin to have survived on most coins. And these are both A mint mark, which is Vienna. Now the other mint marks that we have, B for Kremika, E for Alba Giulia, and G for Baia Mare, both in Romania, and V for Venice. Now the Romanian ones are quite scarce. And for the A mint mark, we don't have any mintage figures. But for Kremika, for 1818, we have 538,000. And for 1820, for Kremika, we have 1.457 million. So these ones are a little bit more common, so I reckon that there's probably only about 1 or 2 million of these minted, so really not a very easy coin to get. And in this condition, you'll probably be paying at least 40 to 50 Australian dollars. So that's just the minimum that I've seen these sell for. Now the next coin that we have is slightly well circulated 6 kreuzer coin. As you can see, it's a bit smaller, so a different time period. This is 1.91 grams, 43.75 millimeters, percent silver, 19.5 millimeters. So even though it has a higher value, it has a lower silver content. So the last 5 kreuzer was 1848, this is 1849, so I reckon that this actually supplanted that coin and these were removed from circulation. As you can see, the design is different. And on the other sides, this is the front of the coin, we have the coat of arms with the crown, and we have österreichisch-ungarischen, so that just means Scheidemünz just means that it is doesn't represent the full value of the coin. So pretty much, if we translate it to modern English, it would be just fiat currency. And the mintage of this coin, which is, I think it's mint mark A, yes, is 251,879,231. So this was meant to supplant all the other coins in circulation, and also even a bronze coin of 6 kreuzer, which was issued in 1800. So this is the other denomination of the same coin, because that was just base metal, didn't represent the actual full value. And also it circulated up until the end of the currency. So this one, being common, in this condition, probably about 20 to 30 bucks. If you want uncirculated, ooh, that's very expensive. But the pièce de la résistance, or the coins that I like the best, are these 20 kreuzer. And these are the more common ones you're going to get in circulation. And these were issued all through the time period, and was the smallest silver coin that was issued during the Napoleonic Wars, because, well, basically they would have used the silver for war-related efforts and paid for other type of military expenditure. Okay, so all the designs are pretty much the same. So you've got 1804, and here we have 1831, they all have the coat of arms. On one side, denomination, part of the legend, and on the other side we have the head of the monarch. So this one has Francis II, this one has Francis, need to look him up, I think he's also Francis II, just a more modern portrait. Okay, no, that's Francis I, but I don't know that much about the monarchs of the actual country itself, because these are just spoiled little brats, so they don't really interest me, just the actual coins do. Okay, so this one has 6.68 grams, but is only 58.3 millimeters, percent silver, should I say, and it's 28 millimeters. So getting a bit confused there, but the thickness is only 1.4 millimeters, which makes it quite thin. You can see on these coins it has complicated edging for security reasons, and he has the motto, so he thinks that he's just king of the hill. And the X at the top. Now this coin being in good condition for 1804, probably about $100, which makes it, all those scratching probably reduce it. And this is the, is that the C or the G mint mark? Okay, if that is C, has a mintage of 566,000. So pretty scarce. If it's G mint mark, we don't know what the mintage is, but it seems to be a lot higher than C. But yeah, I'm going to say that's a C mint mark, which will make it quite scarce. But, and also in pretty good condition for the actual date for a 200-year-old coin. Okay, here we have one 1830, and you can see on the rim, looks like it has going around grease strike, which is not unusual for these coins. Modern coins also have it, or it could be just metal flow as well being pushed out. So this one also has a coat of arms, 1830, and on the other side we have Francis I. Francis I, the Gratia, Austria Imperator, so King of Austria, Galicia, Lord Dear, wherever, Illyria Rex, Archduke Austria, Hungary, Bohemia, Lombard, and Venetia. So that's currently the Venetian region in Italy. So this one, oh, I didn't say the mental value. Mental value on the 31st of 12/25 is $14.26, but in this condition, you're not buying it for metal value. It's going to be numismatic value. And this is a mint mark, so Vienna, but the highest mintage that we have is 1830 for Kremica, B mint mark, 2,348,000. So really, this is not a high mint coin. I'd say probably 2 to 3 million for this one. So in this condition, yeah, it's going to be, I would say, closer to the $50 to $100 mark as well. So these are not a cheap coin set to get. And here we have 1840. Looks like we have flow lines as well as scratching. Has the coat of arms of Austria as well. 20. So when you have stuff like this, looks like it might be a double strike. It's not uncommon for this type of stuff because of the technology at the time, and also the reduced mint endeavors to actually remove errors. They just weren't too concerned about them. Okay, so this one is the 1840. Okay, has the same weight in the middle content as before, but it's reduced from 27.6 millimeters to 26.6, so it's slightly smaller. And this one has the actual A mint mark, so we're not too sure on the mintage. But the highest so far is 1832 C, and that has about 5 million, but this one seems to be more common, so I reckon the mintage is actually quite higher for the actual 1840. And 1841C is about 2.5 million, but this one we're not too sure on the mintage. 1840C, 1.1 million, but still the mintages that the other mints just take into factors the local demand in the area. And this C mint mark is Prague, so it would have had quite a substantial demand because of the actual region. Okay, the last one I have is 1851, and this one is pretty much the same. Has the same metal content. It just has the more aged portrait of the actual monarch. So we're talking about 11 years here. Here he is. Looks like he's in his billionth year. Looks actually quite old. Actually, come on, look at it. I think that's 1831. because looking at the actual Numistar, there is no 1851, and it has a young portrait of Joseph, 1852. Yeah, Joseph the First. Yep, so I got the actual date wrong for that one. So this one, if we look at the mint mark, a mint mark, so we're not too sure on the mintage, but it seems to be also common. And in this condition, I see people asking about $100 for that as well. Numerous corner. Yeah, that's a bit expensive anyway. So let's have a look at the last coin and the first coin. So you can see they kept the conventions of where the denomination is, the eagle inside, even the date, and also the size is quite similar, although thickness increased because they reduced the actual size. And on this side, portrait is in the middle. They took the reef away, but they kept the name and part of the legend about the king as well. So anyway, that is some of the actual silver coins of Austria. Not a bad coin series to get, although if you're not interested in spoiled little brats, which these monarchs pretty much are, then these are not the coins for you. If you're interested in Austrian history, well, then they are. So I hope this helps you with your Austrian coins. Now, if I was to go show the whole series, well, I'll probably need at least $20,000 to $30,000 to actually purchase them, and that's just for the silver. If I wanted to show the whole coin series, because we have ducats of gold, and basically, what's the middle value of one ducat? That is $722 of gold. And if I wanted the highest denomination, which is, wait, I'm trying to get to it, 20 ducats of Maria Theresa, 1870, gold contents 15,000. Yeah, so I'd need at least 100,000, because you're not going to buy that coin really. It's probably only has a few pieces. And 10 ducats, 1754, also Maria Theresa. Talk about $7,000. So really, this is a very expensive coin series to get, especially if you want the gold pieces. So I hope this helps you with your Austrian coins. Let me know down below which is your favourite, and also have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. And once again, here's the error that I've got. This is pretty common, so it probably doesn't add any value to the coin. Thank you and goodbye.